I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like.
Welcome to the I'm With The Band podcast here on The Mesh. I am your host, Andrew Moose. If this is your first time listening, I'm With The Band invites musicians and bands of all types to discuss their current projects, their touring lives, and their lives as musicians. If you're considering on advertising on the Mesh Podcast Network, it really is a great way to reach a super targeted audience. And I've heard that the only people who listen to podcasts here on the Mesh are rich and they're beautiful and all they want to do is spend money with your company. This episode of I'm With The Band is produced in partnership with the No Contact Concert Series, Codex Sound, and Midwood Entertainment. Today, unfortunately, we are currently podcasting through the COVID-19 pandemic. And during this time, where venues aren't really lawfully able to schedule shows, our friends over at Midwood and Codex have partnered, and they're producing the No Contact Concert Series, which really helps bands and fans continue to interact with one another. So my guests today on I'm With The Band are playing the No Contact Concert Series this Saturday, August 15th, 8 p.m. I'd like to welcome Dave and John from Chatham County Line. What's up, dudes?
Hey.
Great to be here.
Good to be here. Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a real treat for me. I've been following you guys for a while, almost since your inception. I lived in Raleigh in the early 2000s, so I caught a bunch of your the early stuff. So yeah, man,
nice.
it's really cool. So I guess we should just for the folks that maybe this is the first time stumble upon you guys, maybe give those guys some cliff notes about how Chatham County Line started.
Ooh, that's a long story after 20 years, but at some point in the 90s, we were living in Raleigh, and Greg Redling and I lived in a big old Victorian house on Haight, and the corner of Haight and Ashbury there in Raleigh. And we would have parties, and our recently retired banjo phenom, Chandler Holt, came to a party and heard Greg and I's band, Stillhouse, play, and he got John to come over one day just to hang out and play some acoustic music on the porch. And we loved playing, and I'd been writing some songs that lended themselves to those instruments. And boy, that was way back in the 90s when grunge was king. And but we played a lot of shows since then, put out a lot of albums. And 2020 finds us with a brand new album, Strange Fascination. First album with drums on every track, and our banjo player, like I said, has slowly stepped out of the band just to spend more time with family out in Colorado. And so it's a real guitar, harmonica, mandolin, pedal steel, piano, drums, kind of little rock and roll, kind of folk Americana based record. And we're really excited to take 2020 by storm and play as many shows as we possibly can and spread this new sound to the people.
That's right. The new album, Strange Fascination, is really great. I got to put my ears on it when I found out that you guys were coming on the show, and it's got a really great mix of tunes. You got some ballads and you got some rockers. It's all sort of it's almost like the album tells a story. So, is there a way that, or did you guys talk about it as a band, how those songs were going to be put on that album?
We definitely did, and I think just when we were in the studio in Kernersville at the Fidelatorium, which is Mitch Easter's place there, working, some songs just started to make sense together, and so we kind of honed in on the 9 songs that we felt told a story together. And you rarely listen to the same kind of music in this modern age, track after track. So we kind of wanted the record to have a bunch of different feels and take the listener on a little journey, a lot like our live show would. There's some rock and roll in there, but there's some slow stuff. There's some love songs and sad songs in there too. So we wanted to be true to ourselves. We felt like the album really, more than we imagined, captured that ideal.
I think you guys nailed it. It definitely comes across that way, and it was very thoughtful, and the lyrics really are something. And Dave, are you the primary songwriter in Chatham County Line?
Yeah, all these songs are actually came out of my Big Melon somehow or another. And I don't know. I mean, I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by these quality musicians, John and Greg. And in the studio, we had Jan Westerlin on the drums, really bringing a backbeat that was undeniable to these tunes. And I can't tell you where the lyrics come from. I can only tell you where they go. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with that. There's no way to explain it because I think that songs change shape and mean different things to everybody. So, like I mentioned, you guys are playing the No Contact concert series this Saturday. Are you going to have drums with you there, or is it going to be an acoustic string outfit?
Yeah, that's drums. We'll have drums with us, and it'll be more representative of the new lineup with and how the new record is. And so, yeah, we're excited to finally attempt some shows, even though crowdless. We'll have to envision everybody out there in their underwear. That's what I'm going to do.
There you go. And speaking of shows, I know that you guys for years have put on the Electric Holiday Tour, and I know it's probably a coin flip at this point whether that happens in 2020. Tell our folks a little bit about that Electric Holiday Tour and how you guys put that on every year.
Well, I mean, we've been doing the Electric Holiday for years now, pretty much kind of not too long after we started the band, around the turn of the century. And we started doing those in Raleigh at the Poorhouse, and eventually graduated to trying to take it on the road a little bit here and there. We'd go down to Atlanta and play at the Variety Playhouse, and we started touring it around the holiday season, and it was great because we got our friends Zeke Hutchins on drums and Jay Brown on bass, Johnny Irion to play slide guitar and piano and guitar and sing, and it just became this kind of fun outlet for us to throughout the year of doing this sort of acoustic Americana folk bluegrass thing we were focused on, to kind of let our rock and roll and our hair down kind of in a way, and we all picked these choice covers, and a lot of them were deep cuts that we really enjoyed and that resonated with each of us. We get our choice of a cover song, and then we get together a few days before the shows start, rehearsal, and then we're off to the races. So it's great fun.
Silverstein is better
Yeah, for sure. And I think where did see you guys in Raleigh before was at the Poorhouse, and I'm almost
Okay,
positive of that. I had a lot of nights that I can't remember in that place when I lived in Raleigh.
Sure.
There was so many really great times, really great bands that have come through that place, and
Yeah.
I can't explain how great that venue is. So which kind of leads me to my next question. We asked every band this, and especially bands like you guys that are from North Carolina. What's your favorite venue to play in North Carolina? I know that might be like asking like what's your favorite kid or something like that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
what's your favorite venue in North Carolina?
I mean, I would say that there's a venue that we really would not exist as a band without, and that's the Cat's Cradle in Carborough, North Carolina. There's something about that audience there. It's pulling people from Durham and Raleigh and Chapel Hill right there. It's a smart audience. They'll shut up when you're doing a slow, soft song, or they'll sweat and dance when you're rocking it out. And that filling that room was just such a notch in our belt. We knew that we could take what we had created on the road and play shows in big venues across America and overseas. So, I mean, that was really the place that got us going. And we're super excited to have had the chance to play there. And I know they're struggling a little bit with the current global situation, but there's a great collection of tunes called Cover Charge that we donated a song to. We do a cover of Beck's I Think I'm in Love, and we donated a live version of that. And there's a lot of other great live tracks and studio tracks from local musicians like Mandolin Orange and some rock and roll outfits. I mean, it's a ton of tunes on this collection, and you can find it info on our website about it. But all the money goes to support the Cradle and keeping that venue alive, which is killer.
Yeah, no doubt. And
Indeed.
go ahead, John.
Oh no, indeed, I agree with that too, and yeah, for sure.
And something that is happening right now that you as listeners could be a part of, you can go to Save Our Stages and you can write your representatives and tell them how much that you think that government funds should be appropriated to these small music venues, because it's the lifeblood of it's the lifeblood of many communities out there. So we're just hoping that these small venues really make it through this, and that's one of the ways that you can help as not as a musician, but as just John Q. Public to reach out there and make your voice heard about that. Yeah, for sure. And Dave, I know you mentioned when you were talking about Cat's Cradle about the audience actually being quiet during a slow song. That's a novel concept, right?
Yeah, it is.
How do you go about? I know you see people on the internet of artists basically berating audiences for being loud during songs. How do you guys go about doing that? Do you just play right through it? Do you give people the stank eye? What's your method?
I think it depends a lot on the venue. I'm not going to go into a rock club and tell everybody to shut up.
Right.
But if we're in a theater setting, mostly the audience is well behaved. And we've been lucky with this band because of our acoustic bass nature, at least in the past, that we could play any sort of venue, and we've been lucky enough to play some amazing theaters around the world, and those places people know how to act. And we've played some clubs where we've told people just to chill out or take their conversations outside. But a lot of musicians need to remember that a show is as much about people getting together to have a good time as it is about seeing the band. And so when people want to catch up and chat, it's really fine. You just need to remind them where they need to do it, whether it's at the back of the venue, the bar, or outside, or in their car on the way there. It's there's room for it. Yeah.
Just an old guitar swinging in a window of five and dime. and I knew we'd be together all the rest of time. So I ran home and begged on both my knees for my folks to set her free. And there's a feeling in this world I can't describe, like only the bird knows how it feels to fly. But when that guitar hit my hand, it was fine, I could understand. Running round thick as seas was the store that old guitar and me. Oh, so easy inspired by wood and glue, steel and wire. And I hope this old guitar remembers the song, one that kept me holding on. Hold her right, you'll hear that sound. My old friend won't let you down. Think back now to those younger days, dream to stand in the lights of stage. Got a closet full of worn-out shoes, doing just what I said I'd do. Someday I will turn to dust, sure these old strings turn to rust, and I trust my pen will bring another set of hands to make this old girl sing. Now I hope this old guitar remembers the song, the one that kept me holding on. Hold her right, you hear that sound. My old friend won't let you down. My old friend won't let you down.
What have you guys been doing since the pandemic to interact with your audience? Have you been doing streams or, besides the No Contact concert series this Saturday, of course?
John's our social media manager. He can fill you in on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, when everything started to happen, we did these at a safe distance videos where Dave would record the track, kind of video himself recording the track, and then send us the file, and then we would do the same where we would, put an earbud in, and then film ourselves playing as we were listening to it. So it was this sort of studio-ish type of experience of trying to record whatever track he sends us and film that, and then Dave would cobble it together and edit it to put it out there. So we did a lot of fun covers and some of our tunes, and had a great time. Had a small reunion where Chandler made an appearance with us and our good friend in Norway, our Norwegian Papa, Jonas Fjeld. And so we've been doing a few of those. We did a few of those videos at the beginning, and then just, now excited to keep fans up to date with, of course, the new record and playing these shows that are coming up.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear them. And again, like I said, these guys are playing the No Contact concert series this Saturday. And that you can find that on the internet, of course, and it's at crowd-less.com. Of course, you can also go to the No Contact Concert Series Facebook page to catch that other stream. And also on Crowdless is some of the other No Contact Concert Series shows that have been produced and all that good stuff. And those guys are doing a great job. It is a pro sound, stage, lights, the whole deal. It is, but minus the fans, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and it should also be able to work if you go to the CCL Facebook page. It should be streaming there on Saturday night as well.
So, guys, I really appreciate you coming on and spending a few minutes with me today. Tell our listeners where we could find you and more information about you.
Sure, it's you can find us on the web at our website, chathamcountyline.com, or we're on all social media outlets on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Chatham County Line.
My name is Andrew Moose. I've been your host today. Don't be a slacker and not catch these guys on Saturday night, because it's not one to miss. And don't forget to be kind to one another and being really quiet during ballads. That's the most important part.
There you go, man.
All right, gents, you guys have a good one. Have a great show. And listeners, take care. This has been On With the Band here on The Mesh.
See you this weekend.
Thanks, Andrew.
I was young and fever fell with a dear story too. Demon with a beard of black, no footstep in his track. At the helm of a mighty ship, shallow berth, well equipped, lost on the diamond shore, carrying the queen and his gold. When I hit the 18, long and strong, tall and mean, I set out by Lennon's light, find out where she sank that night. I let dreams fill my sail as I follow every trail of the riches in her home, searching for the queen anne's gold. Shores, normal like an apple core. Wind and rain remove the land, cover stone, shifting sand. You can be tough but kind is all I ever seem to find. Another boy grown old, searching for the queen anne's gold. Demon with beard of black, no footstep in his track. On the day they find his ship, he will laugh with hands on hips, but only deep sea knows where he hid the queen.